Hello, I'm so excited to be here today. I'm going to record this episode a little different. Now, I already had recorded this episode, but due to some technical difficulties, I'm recording it again. But I'm also live on my social media. I'm on TikTok right now recording it. So I'm going to just play with this and see kind of what happens. I have a beautiful message. So that I've been traveling recently, and when I got into my Uber on the way to the airport, I received this beautiful channeled message, and I want to share it with you now because it was a different perspective and a different thought process of love than I've had in this way. And so the spirit of love showed up and just shared with me, like, hey, did you know that there is a spirit of affection? And the spirit of affection are these beautiful, like, sprightly, fairy-like beings that their sole mission in, like, helping us is to create more affection within our lives. Now, anyone who doesn't know, I believe that affection is kind of how you relate to either yourself or somebody else. So do you like yourself? Do you care for yourself? That is affection. And the beautiful thing that I saw was that the spirit of affection wants to increase our affection for ourselves, which will then increase our confidence, our self-esteem, the ability to see opportunity, and the ability to say yes to that opportunity. And that's a beautiful thing. Anything that can help us to be more confident in living the life that we're meant to live, I say yes to this. And so as I was sitting in the back of this Uber, I just opened up my notes app and I just started typing away all of these beautiful channeled messages that I was receiving from Spirit. And one of the beautiful things that I received was that we can visit and have conversations with the spirit of affection to see how we can recognize affection more into our lives, and also to allow ourselves to say, I see more affection, therefore I'm calling in more affection into our lives. And so one of the beautiful messages that I received from the spirit of affection is about remembering the joy of our life. So we all have so many blessings and miracles that are surrounding us, but oftentimes life becomes so busy that we stop recognizing and acknowledging the beautiful blessings that are already around us and existing for us in a beautiful way. And so how can we take a moment each day and just say, wow, what blessings and miracles are around me right now? And one of my favorite ways to do it is we can just take a deep breath, and that helps to kind of anchor us into the moment that we are about to experience. And we can simply ask Spirit, and if you want, you can do this specifically with the spirit of affection, but you can simply say, Spirit of affection, show me what blessings and miracles are around me right now today. And you can take a deep breath to ground into that question and allow yourself to feel, allow yourself to hear maybe a message. Like, what I received was a beautiful message about how my day job flowed so beautifully today, and that was a blessing that I received in my life. And I say yes to that, and I receive that knowing that I can create more of the flow, because it's true. As I was doing my job, things seemed to just flow in a beautiful way, and before I knew it, it was the end of the day, and I accomplished so much more than I thought that I was, like, that was on my to-do list. And so anytime you can end your day job that way, then I say yes to this. And so let me just check in real quick. Spirit, are there any other messages that we want to share about the spirit of affection? So oftentimes when we think of affection, we're thinking of affection in a way of how we're relating to other people, the kind of tenderness that we are receiving from those around us. And the beautiful thing that we can do is turn that around and internalize affection for ourselves. So, how often are we putting ourselves first? How often are we recognizing when we get invited to something that we really don't want to do? Are we standing kindly and firmly in our power and saying, you know what, that's not something I'm interested right now. What else is there that we can do? And one thing that I'm hearing is that often there are a lot of people pleasers out in this world who feel like we don't really have the option to say no because we want to be included. And that's beautiful. To be included is, it's a human thing that we all want. We want to be accepted for who we are. We want to be included. We want to be invited. But oftentimes there is a consequence of, is our capacity really there? Are you saying yes to so many other things that there's something that just isn't hitting for you anymore? Are you feeling overwhelmed? Are you feeling exhausted all of the time? That may be an opportunity for you to look internally and say, how can I put myself first? And when you're putting yourself first, that is a level of affection that you're giving yourself. And the more you do that, the easier that it becomes, and the easier we stand in our own power. And when we stand in our own power, we're saying yes to so many other opportunities to come our way. And maybe saying no to that invitation turns into such a beautiful blessing for ourselves. Like maybe receiving a beautiful channeled message from a loved one, or it can be an opportunity that you didn't even know. Like maybe a different friend is going to reach out and be like, hey, I've got this free ticket to this concert. Are you interested? And you love the person who would be performing at that concert. And so you're going to say yes. So we say yes to the opportunity of putting ourselves first without guilt and shame. I've had a few conversations in the last week with people who feel guilty for taking time off of work and feel guilty for not, maybe they're making time off for, they're making time for them to do something, but they're trying to overwhelm themselves beforehand to accommodate that. Instead of just saying, like for example, I have a friend who is going to take this trip, and she was like, well, I think what I'll do is I'll take an afternoon flight because then I can work for 2.5, 3 hours before I have to leave for the airport. And I was like, well, do you have the vacation time available? And she was like, well, yeah, but I feel bad. And I was like, no, we're not in the business of feeling bad about saying yes to ourselves in this capacity. If you have vacation time, then take it. And particularly with that friend, because we work at the same place, I know that there's not a need for her to feel guilty about that. And unfortunately, it's come up quite a few times where I have to remind people that your vacation time is yours, take it. And hopefully anyone who's listening to this has leadership that allows them to take that, and it becomes an internal message of the guilt that you're feeling or anything like that. But when we prioritize ourselves and put ourselves first, it's easier for us to say, you know what, this time is mine. I earned it. This is one of the ways that my day job is paying me, so I'm going to take this time and I'm going to make it the best that I possibly can. And so if you're taking anything from this, know that there are so many affection spirits that are surrounding us, and they're just wanting to bless us. And it can come in little messages of like, you accomplished something really well, or look at how beautiful this turned out, or that turned out, and recognizing that moment, because I guarantee the more that you recognize those little happy moments, the more moments you're going to see and receive in your life. And so that is my message for you today. If you're interested in connecting with me more, be sure to check the show notes and I will have all of my information there. I look forward to sharing more about the affection spirits with you next time. Until then, bye.